My name is Pearlie Bailey, and I'm interviewing Mr. Lippitt on Tuesday, March 28th, 2017. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and agreeing to speak to me today.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to do it.
How are you connected with the local community?
Well, first of all, I'm connected by working in the school. Not only do I teach kindergarten through 6th grade physical education, but I also coach various levels of students, all the way from youth baseball and softball up into the middle and the high school.
Okay. Do you have any experiences that involve Otsego Lake?
Oh, I have many experiences. I grew up in this area, and as a kid I used to swim, water ski, jet ski. I used to fish in the lake. I still do occasionally, but not as much as I did when I was younger.
What is your most favorite memory of your life in this community?
My most favorite memory is probably knowing how rooted my family is in the community. We happen to have the old Lippitt farmstead, which is in the Farmers Museum right here in Cooperstown, and my children that are in this school district right now are the 6th generation in this school district, and they're the 9th generation in Otsego County. So our family's been here many, many years, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that my family has been here that long, and all of the small town values that has kept our family here.
Wow. Do you have any stories about when you were around 5th or 6th grade and what you did for fun around or on the lake?
5th or 6th grade, we used to spend a lot of time down at Council Rock. We used to skip rocks, throw rocks into the lake. We used to ride bicycles up to 3 Mile Point. We also used to ride bicycles to Ferry Springs to go swimming at both areas or go fishing. We used to hike along the shores a lot of times just because we enjoyed the beauty of the lake and just being around the water. And like I said before, we also spent time on boats and whenever we had a chance to. I never had a boat with my family, but I had friends that had boats, and I would go out there every so often.
That seems fun. What experiences or lessons have this community provided you with growing up?
I feel very fortunate growing up in a small community like Cooperstown and having wonderful community involvement. The Clark Sports Center was a huge resource whenever I was growing up because it helped me with sports. Being that you're in a small community, people are always watching out for you. I feel this community is a community that really values making a student a well-rounded individual. So when they come out of the elementary school into middle high school or the middle high school and they go into the job force or to college or to the armed forces, they're a well-rounded individual. I think it's very important that when you reach that point to go to the next step in your life from high school, that you need to have all these wonderful qualities and you're able to do a number of things so you can be more independent at an early age, which is going to give you more confidence to make you that much better of a person in the long run.
What were some different winter activities that you did as a child, and how have they changed?
Well, I still have the same interest in winter activities as I did as a child. The problem is, now that I'm an adult and I have a lot more responsibilities, I don't get to do those as much. But things I loved to do as a child, probably the number one thing was sledding and building snow forts. I also love to cross-country ski, snowshoe, snowmobile. I love to go ice fishing. I don't ice fish anymore because I'm a little bit more tentative to go out on ice with the whole idea of if the ice isn't thick enough. So I don't do that anymore, but I did a lot of it when I was younger. And just basically any activity which is going to utilize winter weather, the cold and the snow. I'm a firm believer if you find a way to recreate in it, it makes winter much more enjoyable. If you're only removing it, meaning shoveling your decks and your walkways and your roofs, then it seems like it's always a job. So it's so important to figure out how to use the snow, and I think that will help you appreciate all of our seasons whenever you think about that.
Mm-hmm. How has the town and local celebration changed over the years?
Well, that's a good question. I can't say that I have a perfect answer or a really accurate answer. My opinion is probably has to do a lot with technology. I feel like 20 or 30 years ago, whenever I was younger, I feel like things got out a lot more by word of mouth. Nowadays, we have the technology of cell phones and the internet, all the technology that we have. I think we rely on that a lot of times, and that takes away from the social aspect as far as person to person. For example, I'm walking down Main Street, and I run into two people that I know, and then they are filling me in on what might be coming up for events in the next week or two. I don't know if there's as much of that happening anymore. I feel like our society, we tend to get ourselves too busy, and sometimes we're just going from one thing to another, and we don't have a chance a lot of times to just stop, stand back, look at things, and really take everything in on a daily basis. And I think that's such an important thing to be able to do, but I don't think people do it as much as they need to anymore, or as much as they did 20 or 30 years ago. So we still have a lot of wonderful celebrations here. I just feel like sometimes we're a little bit more disconnected because of all of the things that have happened in the last decade or 2 decades or 3 decades.
Yeah. I know that you're a gym teacher, but what is the most challenging part of your job?
The most challenging part of my job is when I have to discipline students. I'm a very positive person. I'm a very high energy person, and I look forward to my job every day because of those positive interactions. And when I have a student who maybe is being disrespectful or disruptive in any way, shape, or form, that bothers me because I feel like the rest of the class is losing out on all the things that I'm trying to bring to the class because I've got to give this attention to this student who can't follow the rules. So that would probably be the most challenging part of my job.
What's the best part of your job?
Well, the best part of my job is just the opposite. I got into this profession for really 2 reasons. I love kids and I love sports. And it ties both things together because I feel like I'm opening kids' minds to every sport avenue that I possibly can in the K through 6 curriculum. And I feel so good about that because every day that's what I know I'm set out to do. I look forward to it. I really never have a bad day of school. I might have 1 or 2 bad days of school in a 180-day school year. So I don't think I've had 1 bad day this whole school year. So I'm doing pretty good this year. But I truly believe when people get to their adulthood, they need to do something they enjoy. And I think some people are in their job for the wrong reasons. I feel very fortunate that I'm in my job for the right reasons. I know exactly what motivates me, and I do it every single day. And that's why I think I enjoy my job so much. So, yeah, I'm very excited about my job.
That's good. What changes would you like to see in Cooperstown for the next generation of children of Cooperstown?
I would like to see us get a handle on how we use technology better. I feel that we have all this power through technology, but unfortunately I feel like we're abusing it in a lot of situations. And I think it can do a lot of good things. It has done a lot of good things, but I think there's so much more power in the power of people to people. I think we need to move back into those types of relationships. And, we're in the era of people texting each other all the time to try to get a point across instead of, calling on the phone or talking like you and I are doing right now face to face. And I think especially for kids, say your age in 5th grade, talking to people face to face is a very important thing. It's very important for people to see your reactions, how you're interpreting things that are being said in the conversation. And I feel all too many kids are missing that very, very important life skill as they go from elementary to middle to high school.
What would you like to say the same for the next generation of children of Cooperstown?
To say the same, I would have to say our community, when you compare it to all the other local communities here, I would say we have so many wonderful opportunities here for kids. And when I say opportunities, I'm talking extracurricular opportunities, whether it's music or dance or sports or outdoor recreation. Between all the hiking areas we have around here and the lakes, we have a lot of wonderful facilities, and I think we're very fortunate. There's a lot of communities that I talk to, people from these communities, and they say, you guys have so many great things going on in Cooperstown. So I would like that to stay the same. I'm not saying we couldn't get more activities. We probably could, but I just hopefully, I don't want to see us lose any of those activities, because we're very fortunate to have all these great things here.
What do you find challenging about living in this area?
Something that I find challenging about living in this area, which is pretty much the same as whenever I was your age, is we're in a very rural community, and we have to basically travel in this direction or that direction to get so many of our things. I mean, we have grocery stores here, but it's hard. We have to go to Oneonta sometimes if we have to get to a mall or get to a sporting goods store, or we have to go to Utica or Binghamton or Albany, because we don't have that many things here. But that's one of those trade-offs that you have to deal with when you're in a small town. When you're in a small town, you won't have all that stuff. But that would be what my challenge would be. Whenever I was a kid, I felt the same way, and now that I'm an adult, I feel that way.
What do you and your family do for entertainment?
We like to watch movies. We like to spend a lot of time outdoors. We hike. We go bicycling. We do a lot of sled riding. We do a lot of snowmobiling. We go fishing. We go swimming. We like to travel, go on family vacations. We like to just be at our house, just hanging out as a family. Maybe we're playing a card game, or maybe we're playing a board game. Things in which we can do all together and feel like we're spending quality time together.
What words of wisdom or advice would you give to young people today?
My biggest thing that I would give to a younger person today would be always keep trying to learn. Always realize that every person in this world has something to offer. We all do. Someone might have something to offer in the realm of art, where the other person might offer it in music, and the other one might be really good at math. But I think it's so important for young people to realize that you're not always going to be great at everything, but you've got to find something that you have a true desire for, a passion for, something that you love to do, because that could be the start of what might put you in your job someday when you're an adult. Because face it, we're here in school, and we're trying to turn you guys into the people that you truly want to be. Because when you wake up every morning, you wake up and there's things that motivate you, and there's things that you don't really want to do. So when you get up someday as an adult to get ready for your job, you want to look forward to going to your job. You want to enjoy going to your job, because it's going to make your life so much happier. So, and I think a lot of kids don't realize that this is the time when they start figuring those things out. And I don't think you're ever too young to start thinking about that, because before you know it, you'll be 20 years old, and you'll be sitting there going, well, what's next? And if you've already started thinking about, what you might do since you were 10 years old, you've got that head start. And I think that's really important for kids to, you're never too young to start thinking about down the road.
Is there anything else that you'd like us to know about your life growing up in this community?
Boy, I would have to say one thing that I was really proud of growing up as a kid. My grandfather on my father's side at one point was actually the mayor of Cooperstown. I thought that was pretty neat. He was only a mayor for a couple of years. They needed someone to step into the role, and he did it. But I always remember growing up as a child thinking, "Wow, my grandfather was the mayor," and I thought that was really neat. So that's it.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be my participant today. I appreciate all of your stories and your time.
Well, thank you, Pearlie.